Tasakajauli Purim Maturim Ushvartim Radhakundamagirivaram Ahoradikamadavas Prapto Visya Pratit Kripaya Shri Guru Tam Natosmi Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Dale Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namah Ananda Leela Maya Grahaya He Mabhaktivyascha Visundraya Tasmai Mahapremarasapradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namah Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namah Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namah Bhaktya Vihina Aparadakshai Jilbhastikam Kamanti Vipamahikam Shanam Rapanna Vrindi Namaste Charanarvindam Vrindi Namaste Charanarvindam Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Hey Krishna Hey Adava Hey Saketi Govinda Damodara Madhaveti Shyam Sundar Shikanda Shikar Smrahas Murli Manohara Radhikar Sikambama Kripanidhe Suprichana Kinkurin Kuru Tavaivasmi Najivami Tayavana Tivikyaya Devitam Namam Charanantikam. First of all, I offer my Sastang Dandavat Puspanjali, my heart like flowers thousands of times at the lotus feet of my holy master, my supremely worshipable spiritual Gurudev, Asmadir Paramaradhatama Guru Pada Padma, Nitya Leela Ravish Om Vishnupada Ashtotara Sri Rupanugacharya Varya Sila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Secondly, I offer my pranam thousands of times at the lotus feet of my Param Gurudev, to Srila Prabhupada, and to all of our Sri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Parampara. And finally, I offer my pranam to all the Samad Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, Panchakalpatas, Kapas, Puritana, Pavanito, Vaishnavito, by the closest mercy of Sri Gauranga Gauranga, we have assembled together for this festival of the Vrindavan Mahimamrita, nectar of the glories of Vrindavan. Yesterday, we began the subject of Dham Tattva, and the topic came that one can see Vrindavan from three perspectives. First as Dham Vrindavan, wherein every tree, every creeper, all the birds, the dust, everything there is Uddipana. That means it incites the love of Krishna for Radhika, and the love of Radhika for Krishna, and the love of the Sakis for Radha and Krishna. That is Dham Vrindavan. Then the next conception of Vrindavan is Sakhi Vrindavan. Vrindavan is the forest whose Adistatri Devata, presiding deity of the forest, who has the Adhikari there, authority there, is Brinda Devi. And therefore it's called Vrindavan. Vrindavan, the forest of Brinda Devi. Who is Brinda Devi? She is a Bon Devi, that means the goddess of the forest. In Vrindavan, Madhuvan, Talvan, Bobulavan, Kamyavan, Karivan, Kelanvan, in all the forests of Braja, Mahavan, Lohavan, Belvan, Bhadravan, Pandirvan, in all the 12 forests of Brajamanda, there are many Bon Devis, like fairies of the forest, the spirits of the forest. And Radha and Krishna and Braj Gopis, they interact with them. And the Devata main Devata of the forest of Vrindavan is Brinda Devi. Who is Brinda Devi? You know that all of the Leelas of Sri Krishna, they're so perfect because they're orchestrated by Sri Krishna's Leela Shakti, Yoga Maya Devi. Yoga Maya Devi is the Leela Shakti. She is considered to be the Bij of a Vikar in the Swarup Shakti, which means the seed of all transformations of the internal potency, the spiritual potency. That is Yogamaya Devi. She detects the desire in the heart of Krishna. What does Krishna want? And then as the seed of all transformations, she makes everything in the Dham move in such a way that that desire of Sri Krishna will become true. So that Leela Shakti, Yoga Maya Devi, who is managing all the Leelas, in all the rasas, Dasa Sakya Vatsalya and Madhurya. She has a form in Braja as the very devoted disciple of Narada Muni, the mother of Sandipani Muni, the grandmother of Nandimukhi and Madhumanga, the great Tapasvini, performer of austerities, and knower of all the Vedas, whose words are considered to be not less authoritative than the Vedas. By whatever she says is taken as authentic by every Brajavasi. That is Purnamasi Devi. Though she is very old, she is very beautiful and her face is shining. And she wears saffron cloth. All the respect of her Bhagavati in Brajamanda. So she is the Leela Shakti of all the Leelas. But the Madhurya Leela, the romantic pastimes of Radha and Krishna, are of such a nature that if Krishna is in the presence of any senior person, then he'll become shy. So Yogamaya Purnamasi Devi, she cannot, she's involved, but she cannot come too close to the romantic pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Otherwise, Radhika, one of her 25 qualities is Lajjashil. She's very shy. And believe it or not, Krishna is also Lajjashil. He's also very shy. In front of his elders, and sometimes in front of gopis also. That's why they provoke him to become more aggressive. So, Purnamasi Devi will have to recede somewhat into the background in the very intimate pastimes. And therefore, Yogamaya, the Leela Shakti, has one Prakash, a manifestation who is especially there for the arrangement of the Madhurya Leela. the romantic pastimes in Madhurasa. So that very special Prakash of the complete Yogamaya Devi is Brinda Devi. So she is the Leela Shakti, she is the aspect of Yogamaya who manages Madhurya Rasa, that department of Madhurya Rasa, and she can be very close to Radha and Krishna. In fact, Brinda Devi is one of the Sakhis of Srimati Radhika. There are different types of Sakhis. Some Sakhis, like Lalita and Vishaka, the Paramaprastha Sakhis and Priya Sakhis, they have equal love for Radha and Krishna, but they lean a little bit towards Radhika. Then some Sakhis, they love Radhika much more than Sri Krishna. They are the Prana Sakhis and Nitya Sakhis, and within Nitya Sakhis the Manjaris are there. Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari. And then there's the group called only Sakhi. So they love Radha and Krishna but lean towards Krishna. So Brinda Devi is in that category. So Brinda Devi, though she is a member of Radhika's group of Sakhis, she leans towards Krishna. Like Dhanishta, like Nandimukhi. And therefore, you have to be a little careful. Because actually, Brinda Devi, she's like a double agent, to be honest. She's a member of Radhika's group, but very often she's an agent of Krishna within the group. Krishna's infiltrated through the allegiances of Brinda Devi. Brinda Devi is very wonderful. When the young unmarried gopis, they felt so much separation from Sri Krishna, and they were very worried. They were wondering, when will we meet with Sri Krishna? When will Krishna accept us as his beloved? When will our desire come true? And they were wondering and crying in the forest. Just then they saw a beautiful Devi, goddess, appear there. And she told them, I am Brinda Devi. I understand your desire. Actually, your desire will be fulfilled by your own anurag. But still, you should receive a mantra from me. And by worshipping Katyayani Devi with this mantra, all your desires will become fulfilled. And then Brinda Devi initiated those young unmarried gopis with the mantra Katyayani Mayamayi Mahayogi Nidishri Nanda Gopasutam Devi Patime Kurute Namah. O Katyayani Devi, O Yogamaya Devi, O Ishwari, please give me this blessing. Nanda Gopasutam Devi Patime Kurute Namah. I bow down to you. Please make the Nanda Gopasutta, the son of Nanda Maharaj, Sri Krishna, my pati, my husband. So those who had the desire that Krishna should be their husband, this mantra fulfilled that desire. And their Leela goes on in Golok. And those who want only that Krishna should be their beloved without any limitations of or social expectations. Those who had dissociation of Radhika, Lalita and Vishaka, who themselves were already married but deeply attached to Sri Krishna. Then they only thought, Nanda Gopasutam Devi Patime Kurute Namaha. Here Devi doesn't mean, oh goddess Devi. Here Devi means Devi Pati. Divdatu means Kridashil, playful. So Devi means a male person who is playful. So Devi Pati means, let Krishna be my play husband. Devi Pati. Not my real husband, my play husband. And so their desires are also fulfilled. So Brinda Devi was very merciful to them. Srila Vishwacharya Thakur, he has written prayers to Brinda Devi. How important she is to us. offer anything to Radha and Krishna unless we place Tulsi. Krishna will not accept any offering without Tulsi. Because Yogamaya is Agatana Gatana Pratiyasi Shakti, the power to make the impossible possible and the possible impossible. To do anything which can be done, to do anything which cannot be done, and also to undo anything which has already been done. Yogamaya is something else. It is not like, it does not conform to any of our conceptual categories. Yogamaya can do anything. And also what cannot be done, she can do. But also what has already been done, she can also undo. Very mysterious. So, though you have purchased so many ingredients, dal, rice, spices from the local supermarket, how is it possible to send these ingredients to Goloka Vrindavan? Very easy. You take a tulsi leaf, don't forget to wash it. Otherwise you'll have to take birth in the Muslim family in the next life. So you wash the tulsi and put it on the offering, and now by the touch of tulsi the impossible becomes possible. That preparation is sent to Radha Krishna and they enjoy that offering in Goloka Vrindavan. So Brinda Devi is so powerful. When we approach Gurudev and we do Guru Padashray, we take shelter and receive initiation, then what does Gurudev do? Puts tulsi on us. Now we become the preparation. And the impossible will happen. Gurudev will send us to Goloka Vrindavan. This is why we wait. We don't chant any Harinam without touching. On every name we touch Tulsi Devi. Oh, Yogamaya, Leela Shakti, make the impossible possible. That Shri Krishna will hear my weeping, my prayers for His unconditional, causeless mercy. So how kind and merciful, how important is Brinda Devi to us? But Brinda Devi is also most dear. Tulasi Krishna Preyasi Namo Namah. Krishna Preyasi. What does it mean? Very, very dear to Sri Krishna. Why? Srila Vishnu Thakur said, Tvadiya dutyaina nikunjayuna atyutkayo keli vilasidhi Tvatsobhagam kena niruchitam tad brinde namaste charanara vindam. When Krishna, he was very young and he was wandering through the forest of Vrindavan, and he tried to control his mind, but he failed. It was impossible. Krishna was very worried. Krishna was thinking, my father is the crest jewel of all sadhus. He's such a pure person, and my mother, Yashoda, she is the crest jewel of the Pativrata, those who are dedicated to Dharma and to a husband. So usually the son is like the parents. But what happened to me? I have attachment to all the gopis of Vrindavan. Because Krishna is prema vasyata. He's controlled by love. So though he tries to be very religious and good, but he cannot. It's his nature that he's conquered by love. So because all Braj gopis became so attached to him spontaneously, then Krishna, he's feeling the desire. I must meet with them. When he's walking through the forest of Vrindavan, he sees the tamal trees are smeared with kumkum. Why? You can think. Braj gopis, they decorate their chest with kumkum. So in the madness of love, seeing the tamal trees, they think, oh, it's Krishna, and they embrace. Now Krishna is walking through the forest and seeing the kumkum smeared on the tamal trees, and he begins to shiver. Oh, how they are so attached to me. He saw one champak vine that was wrapped around the tamal tree, and on the leaf of that champak vine, there was a message written in kumkum. It said, I am a golden champak vine, and you are a dark tamal tree. Oh, because we cannot move, then our only chance to meet is by the arrangement of Brinda Devi. Because it's Brinda Devi who takes the creepers and then she trains them that they will grow and wrap around all the trees. She's the gardener of Vrindavan. So this message was there. When Krishna heard this, he read this, then he was thinking, how long can this go on? And therefore, on the full moon night in the month of in the Sharad season, in the autumn season, in the night time, he went out into the forest. Bhagavan apitara tri shad fulla mallika viksharantam manaschakre yogamaya upasritaha. Taking full shelter of yogamaya, Leela Shakti, he began to play his flute. He was inspired by the beauty of the forest. Sharat fulla mallika. All the flowers are blossoming, Malika flowers, they don't blossom in the autumn season. But Brinda Devi had told, oh, which flowers you should blossom. Bumblebees you should hum, birds you should sing. Brinda Devi is giving instructions because she's the goddess of Vrindavan. And all serve. And seeing this Uddipana Vrindavan, then Viksharantam Manaschakre, Krishna decided, oh, I should not wait, I cannot delay any longer. And he entered into the forest at night to begin Rasa Lila. So, Brinda Devi is very, very dear to Krishna. Sometimes, Radha and Krishna, they're in such separation from each other. Krishna is eager to meet with Radhika, but there's no opportunity. Radhika is eager to meet with Krishna, but there's no opportunity. But Brinda Devi is such a genius. She makes a plan how to bring them together. So when Radha and Krishna meet, they feel such joy. But how indebted, how grateful they feel to Brinda Devi. So Srila Vishwanath Thakur is saying, Todiya dutjena nikunja yuno atyutkayo keli vilasa siddhi. Oh, it is by your dutjena, that means by your service of being a duty, of being a messenger, going to Radhika and telling her, Krishna will be waiting for you in this place. Going to Krishna, oh, Radhika has agreed to meet with you. So by her service of being duty, a messenger, she brings the two together. So both Radhika and Krishna, they feel unlimitedly indebted to Brinda Devi. Therefore, Sri Krishna said, Tulasi talamatrena jalasachulakena va vikrinte smatmanam bhaktebhyo bhaktavatsala. If one offers me, oh, just a palmful of water and a tulsi leaf, then, having nothing so valuable in my treasury to reciprocate with that gift, vikrinite swatmanam, oh, that person has purchased me and I give myself. Swatmanam, I give myself to that person. Krishna sells himself for one tulsi leaf. Why? Because Brinda, Tulasi Krishna Prayasi, is so dear to him due to her service of being a duty, bringing him together with his prana priyatam, Srimati Radhika. Vikrinite swatmanam, Krishna said, if someone offers me a tulsi leaf, they purchase my Atma. Who is Krishna's Atma? Radhika also. So Krishna will give Radhika to that person who is serving him with tulsi. So tulsi is very, very, very important associate of Sri Krishna in Vrindavan. Gange champe tadit finindi Rochi prabhas napitatma brinde Banduk bandu juti dipyavaso Brinde namaste charanaravindam. Oh Brinda Devi, your complexion is like it actually defeats, it is in a position to criticize the splendor of gold, champak flowers, and a flash of lightning. So if you can imagine molten gold, a golden champak flower and lightning, mix that together, that complexion is criticized despite the presence of Brinda Devi's face. Bimbadradit paramandahasya. Or you have very reddish lips and your nose is decorated with an elephant pearl. So, Srila Vishnu Chaitanya also said, Samasta Vaikunta Shiramano Sri Krishnasya Vrindavana Dhanya Dhamni Datarikare Vrishabhanu Putra Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam. There is a place, Krishnasya Vrindavana Dhanya Dhamni, a dham which is so fortunate. The dham of Sri Krishna. That place is Samasta Vaikunta Shiramani. It is the crushed jewel above and beyond all the Vaikunta planets. Datarikare Vrishabhanu Putra. And the daughter of Vrishabhanu Maharaj, Srimati Radhika, has given you, Brinda Devi, made you the Adhikarini. You are the authority there to manage that forest of Vrindavan. That authority was given by Radhika. So, perhaps you know that Radha and Krishna, they always quarrel with each other over who is in charge of this forest of Vrindavan. This is a prema kalaha. It's the nature of love. Because love cannot be expressed directly. So it is hidden. And it comes out in the form of cheating each other, lying, criticizing and competing. So Radha and Krishna are always criticizing each other and competing with each other. Who is the best? I am the best. No, I am the best. This is the nature, that is the ragatmik paripati. By hearing Vrindavan Katha, some ruchi may come, the taste in the ragatmik bhakti shaili or ragatmik paripati, the methods of love, the nature of service and the interactions of the eternal associates of Radha and Krishna. So this is the very crooked nature of prema in Braja. Krishna said, oh, you will have to pay a tax to me. Kamdev, the god of love, has made me the adhikari of this place. So you cannot pass through this place without giving a tax to me. And Radhika and her Sakis will quarrel with Krishna. No. Srimati Radhika is Vrindavaneshri. And she has given the authority over this forest to Brinda Devi. So in this way, there is a prema kalaha, loving quarrel. So the history, how is it that Brinda Devi was given the authority over Vrindavan is very wonderful. You see, after Sri Krishna had lifted Govardhan hill and then put down the hill, then a few days later he went to Govardhan alone. He was with the boys, but then he snuck off away from the coward boys, and alone he came to Govardhan because he knew that Indra wanted to come and apologize. So there Indra came with Surabhi and he begged forgiveness from Sri Krishna. Indra, he makes so many mistakes and does so many disastrous things, but he has one good quality. That is, he admits that he's wrong and he's sincerely sorry. It's a good quality. We should try to be blessed from Indra with this quality. So very sincerely, he begged for forgiveness from Sri Krishna. And he asked, oh, can I perform your Abhishek? And Surabhi also wanted to do the Abhishek of Krishna with her own milk. So Krishna, he agreed. And then Indra called, and all the devatas, all the gods and goddesses and sages, rishis from all over the universe came to Govardhan, and they did a very grand Abhishek of Shri Krishna. And after the Abhishek was over, then they left their chamaras and their deeps, all their beautiful paraphernalia encrusted with jewels from the heavenly planets here and there hanging on the trees, and they began to fly away through the sky to return to their planets. So as they were flying through the sky, then they looked back and they saw that Krishna's cowboys were searching for him everywhere. Hey, where's Gopal? There, he's over there, look, he's over there. What's that crowd of people? What are they doing? And then they saw them take them, fly away. Then the boys came running, and they arrived there. They were sniffing Krishna. What are you wearing? Because he was very fragrant from the oil massage before the Abhishek, with oils from heaven. No, nothing. Krishna was somewhat ashamed. He doesn't want his secret to come out, that he's Bhagavan. And all the demigods worship him. He just wants to be one of the boys. One of the sakhas. So there's nothing. Then one of the boys picked up a big chamar, jewel-encrusted chamar from heaven, and began waving it around. Oh, I saw someone was going like this. Another boy took a big deep and was waving it around. When Krishna was actually being worshipped by the demigods, he was just sitting. When will this be over? Why? Because they don't have Braj praying. It's not satisfying to him. They're worshipping him in a mood of opulence, but he just wants to play. He's a cowherd boy. Being Bhagavan is not interesting to him. So he's just waiting for it to be over. But now the boys have taken the paraphernalia and they're imitating the devatas in their pompous, majestic Aishwarya Mai Puja. Now Krishna's laughing and he's feeling so much joy. And the demigods in the sky, they turned around and they looked back and they became stunned. Oh, the boys, they're beautiful like Krishna. They have such sweet love. Actually, now our puja has become successful. Because at least they're using this paraphernalia to make Krishna laugh and give pleasure to Sri Krishna. So now our paraphernalia has become successful. And they became stunned in the sky. They could not move. Seeing the beauty in contrast to their own position of opulence, they were seeing the sweetness of the Naravat human-like pastimes of Krishna playing with his friends. It's ascharya, astounding. And they were very humbled. Where are we? We thought that we've done a very nice Abhishek, but now we see that it was very little, very insignificant. Because Krishna, the opulence is that the demigods can offer to him. What is that? The expansion of the expansion of the expansion of Sri Krishna, Mahavishnu, in one breath creates millions of universes. With millions of all of those demigods, there was only one of each there. But with millions in one breath, the expansion of the expansion of Krishna creates that. So what does Krishna have? What type of interest does he have in opulence? What does God want from us? What do we have to give him? Nothing. But the Brijbasis have Iste Swada Sikhi Raga Parama Vistata Bhavet. Tanmayiyat Bhakti Satra Ragatmiko Dita Ragatmik Bhakti, spontaneous, pure love. This gives pleasure to Krishna because his love is Krishna's own pleasure potency, his own Ananda Shakti, manifest from his Swarup into the heart of his devotee, is Bhakti, Prema Bhakti. So they were humbled and then they returned to their planets. So then the boys, they began to pick up the paraphernalia, and Krishna said, oh, it's getting late now, we should return to the village. So then Krishna and his friends, they were coming back, playing their flutes, singing, dancing, and with all the cows returning to the village. Nanda Maharaj, Madhya Yashoda, Rohini Maya, all the villages, Upananda and others have come out to the village to greet Krishna because they felt so much separation throughout the day. And when they see the dust rising up from the forest, they know now it's time for him to return, and they all come out from the main gate of the village to meet him. And he was returning, as he does, in the evening, but there was something different. This day there was something different. What was that? The cowherd boys have so many ornaments because they decorated Krishna with so many ornaments from heaven, and Krishna had shared them among the cowherd boys. So now the cowherd boys have rings and bracelets and necklaces, very beautiful, opulent, covered in jewels from the heavenly planets. Usually they come back covered in dust and sweat. And of course flowers from the forest, which at that time the devs have wilted. But now they're wearing all this expensive jewelry from the heavenly planets. So you can imagine if your children came home from school, whatever, wearing millions of dollars worth of jewelry, you have some questions, right? You probably have some questions. So the boys were coming, but Krishna was dawdling behind. He was a little bit embarrassed because he knew, oh no, my mama and papa, they're going to ask questions about what happened. This is going to be very embarrassing. So the boys came forward, but Krishna was at the back. Nanda Maharaj said, what is this? What is going on here? Krishna's friend Subal came forward with a huge chamar covered in jewels. He said, oh Nanda Maharaj, I think that this chamar speaks for itself. All the parents are shaking their head. What has Krishna been up to today? So Krishna is reluctant to come forward. So he can always count on Balaram to get behind him and push him from behind. Balaram shoved him into the front. And he came with his head down in front of his father. Nanda Maharaj said, Satyam Bruhi, tell me the truth, Krishna. Because he anticipates that Krishna is going to lie. Tell me the truth, Krishna. Krishna is afraid to say anything. Madhu Mangal pushes his way forward. I saw everything. I saw everything, I can tell. There was this tall person. He had thousands of eyes all over his body. And there was another one, he had 4 heads. And another one as well, with the 5 heads. And oh yes, and a talking cow. And with a talking elephant as well. Airavat. So then all the adults said, oh Madhu Mangal, just stop. Krishna, we want you to tell us. They don't take him serious. But he was telling the truth. He saw all the devatas doing the abhishek. So now Krishna's in trouble. So whenever Krishna is in trouble, then Yogamaya can do something to make rasantara. Just like when Mother Yashoda said, Krishna, all your friends are saying you've been eating dirt. Krishna said, no, Naham Bhakshitavam Amba, Sarva Mitya Vishamshinaha. No, Mother, I have not eaten dirt. They're all liars. They're all lying. Mother says, let me look inside your mouth. So then Krishna, now I'm going to get busted. He opened his mouth, and then the Aishwarya Shakti came to serve Krishna, and Mother Yashoda saw all the universes. Why? It made rasantara. That means change the rasa. She's in the mood to give punishment to him. But what happens? When she sees the universe, she becomes astonished and thinks, and she embraces her boy. Oh, I have to protect my boy. Oh God, please save my boy. Maybe someone did some kala jadoo, some black magic on him, some black tantra, some buri naja, evil eye. And she calls the brahmanas to ask them to please do an exorcism on my son. Yes, you should bring some cow dung and cow urine. And then she mixes it together and purifies Krishna by covering him in cow dung and cow urine. Krishna is the Param Sattva, the supreme truth, supremely pure. But his mother is purifying him with cow dung in Vrindavan. This is the speciality of Braja. But this is an example when Krishna is quite naughty, and when he gets caught, but he usually gets away with it. Why? Because Yogamaya will do something, or his Shaktis will come to serve him and get him out of that hot water. So this time Krishna is in hot water. Tell me the truth, what happened? Suddenly there was Akashvani, a voice in the sky. As the Devatas have done Abhishek of Krishna, the Brijvasis should do the Raj Abhishek of Krishna. Everyone heard it. The Devatas in the sky have spoken. It's time. Krishna's come to that age. We should do his Raj Abhishek. That means he should be coronated. There should be the ceremonial bathing of Krishna to make him the Yuvaraj that he's appointed. He's the prince and he'll become the next king of Braj after Nanda Maharaj. So then all Brijvasis, they forgot about where the paraphernalia came from and everything, and they became busy in arranging for Krishna's Raj Abhishek. So that Abhishek of Krishna was very beautiful. Krishna was surrounded by all his family members, and all the Brahmanas were performing Yajna, Swaha, Swaha. And the crowds were everywhere, but the gopis, they couldn't get close. But they were trying to look and see Krishna, and their hearts were breaking because they were thinking, oh yes, Swaha, Swaha. This day is exactly like the fateful day upon which one Gopi of Vrindavan will marry Krishna. And that day will be just like this for us. We'll be at the back of the crowd, not being able to see anything, while some very fortunate girl is sitting next to him and the yajna is going on. Swaha, Swaha. Oh, fate is so cruel! Fate is so cruel! We all love Krishna. Why will only one be married to him? So Krishna's Raj Abhishek came on, and now he is Brajanava Yuvaraj. He has something extra to brag about now to the Braja Gopis. So Gopis are thinking, because there's always competition in Braja. Gopis think, oh, if Krishna can have a Raj Abhishek, our Sakhi can have a Raj Abhishek also. She should be made the Empress of the forest of Vrindavan. So Krishna's Raj Abhishek was in Chatravan. And now today, if you go to Braj Mandal and you do Parikrama, that place is called Chatta. It's on if you go from Vrindavan down the Chatikara road, make a right, go towards Koshi, and just there on the right, there is Chatta. So that Chatta is Upper Bronx, the corruption of the Chatravan, the forest where Krishna was, because there's a Chatra. When someone becomes an emperor, then they have an umbrella, parasol. It's a sign of emperor. So the coward boys, they did one ceremony for Krishna there and held a parasol above Krishna's head and declared, see Krishna, he is the Chhatrapati, he is the emperor of all Braj, the ruler of all Braj. Everyone should honor him. Don't disrespect our Krishna. So the gopis, I think, they're always ready to have a competition. So one day, Brenda Devi, she came to Purnamasi and told her, oh Purnamasi Devi, we have heard an aerial voice in the sky. Said, oh Gopikas, you should perform the Raj Abhishek of Vishwabhanu Nandini Shrimati Radhika, that she will become the empress of the forest of Vrindavan. So when Purnamasi Devi heard this, she said to Brenda Devi, yes. Then, what you should do is, you should call the Devatas, Devis, demigoddesses, to participate in this. Because if there is Abhishek, whereby someone becomes an emperor or empress, there should be 5 witnesses. So you should call 5 demigoddesses to become witnesses. Now why is Purnamasi telling Brenda Devi to do this? Because Brenda Devi is a Devi, she's a goddess. Whereas Purnamasi, coward boys, coward gopis and gopis, they're all playing a role like human beings. It's a Naravat Leela. So you see in all the dramas of Srila Rupa Goswami, mainly when the gopis speak to each other, they speak in Prakrit Suraseni. Prakrit Suraseni is the language of Braja. People say Braj Bhasha is a language, but actually Braj Bhasha in its form in the last 500 years or so is relatively new. The original language of Braja is a Prakrit Suraseni. So Rupa Goswami has written mainly his dramas in that Prakrit Suraseni language. But when in the dramas of Rupa Goswami, if Brinda Devi will speak, or any Devata, any goddess, they speak in Sanskrit. Because Sanskrit is Deva Bhasha, the language of the gods. So Purnamasi said to Brinda Devi, we need 5 witnesses, so you should call 5 Devis so that they can perform this ceremony for Srimati Radhika. So then Brinda Devi, she began to meditate, and first she called Ekanangsa. Ekanangsa is Yogamaya. Everyone knows that this Ekanangsa is the daughter of Devaki. But actually it was Yogamaya. Ekanangsa is Yogamaya, who was born. Mother Yashoda gave birth to Krishna first and then to Ekanangsa. This form of Yogamaya, Ekanangsa Devi, who she later went to Vindhyachal mountains. So Vasudev Maharaj came from Mathura, put down Vasudev Krishna, merged with the original Krishna who was born from Mother Yashoda, and then he took the girl back to Mathura. And then when Kamsamad heard that the child had been born, then he tried to kill that girl by taking her by the legs and smashing her on a stone. But when he tried to touch her, she flew into the air, kicked him in the head, and he fell to the ground. And Ekanangsa Devi manifested in the sky with so many arms carrying weapons. I said, you fool Kamsa, the person who will kill you has already been born elsewhere. That means not there, not in Mathura. So she called Ekanangsa, and the goddess Ekanangsa Devi came there from Vindhyachal. Ekanangsa means Eka, she is unique. And Anangsa means that Anangsa means part. So Anangsa means she has no parts. So this is a philosophical point, simplicity. Anything which has no parts is eternal. So Ekanangsa, she's eternal. And Anangsa means not the angsa of anyone else. In other words, she's omnipotent. She has all powers. Because she's not the part of anyone else. So her name is Eka. Eka Anangsa is Eka Anangsa. So then, Brinda Devi, she meditated. And she called the 2 wives of the sun god, Surya Dev, Sandhya and Chaya Devi. So then she called the daughter of the sun god. So the sun god's 2 wives, Chaya and Sandhya, and she called the daughter, that is Jamuna Devi. So Jamuna is already flowing in Vrindavan, and the goddess of Jamuna manifested in her Devi form from the Jamuna. And then the 5th goddess, she called Ganga Devi. But which Ganga Devi? Manasi Ganga Devi. So the special form of Ganga Devi who resides in Braj at Giraj Govardhan. So these 5 goddesses came there. So at that time, the youngest queen of Surya Dev, she had a doubt. And she objected to Purnamasi Devi. She said, oh Bhagavati, you've instructed us that we should do the Raj Abhishek, the bathing ceremony, beautiful shower of Srimati Radhika for her coronation, so that she can become the empress of Vrindavan, Vrindavanishwari. And your order cannot be violated. I don't want to go against it. But I think that Vrindavan is a 16 krosh, only 32 square miles. So why should Radharani become the empress of only 32 square miles? So my heart is not satisfied. She should have a greater kingdom. Why can't we do this ceremony to make her the empress of the entire universe? So then Purnamasi, she said to Jogamaya Devi, she said to the younger wife of Suryadev, actually, Vaikuntaj Janito Bara Madhurpuri Tatrapi Ratsot Savat Brindaranyam. The meaning is that in this world there is so much so many auspicious powers in the heavenly planets, so many yoga siddhis of the great yogis. But all this auspiciousness and yoga siddhis, they are present in Vaikuntha, in their Chit Surup, in their spiritual eternal forms. Because everything in the world is temporary. So the Maker, the Empress of the world, the whole world, what is this? This is nothing. All the opulences of the Maker, the Empress of the universe. The universe is also temporary. All the opulences of the universe are temporary, but they exist in their perfect and eternal forms in Vaikuntha. And this Vrindavan is Samasta Vaikuntha Shiravanosri, the crest jewel even beyond Vaikuntha. So if Radhika becomes Vrindavaneshwari, this is far, far superior to being the Empress of the entire universe. So then, when she said this, the demigods, they began to shower flowers from the sky in agreement. So then Yamuna Devi said to Purnamasi, so many persons are here, these Devis have come, but Sarasvati, the daughter of Lord Brahma, she is very eager to come, and she's waiting in the sky, but she's hesitating, she's shy, because she did not receive an invitation. And my Sakhi Sarasvati, she's come. She has a box in her hand with so much paraphernalia. So if you'll allow us, then we'll invite her. So then Purnamasi Devi said, yes, I have made a mistake that we did not invite the Virinchi Putri, the daughter of Lord Brahma, Sarasvati. So then she was invited and she came down to earth and she put a box down in front of Brinda Devi. And then Brinda Devi, she opened the box and Sarasvati began to describe what was inside. She said, oh, the wife of Brahma has sent this beautiful garland of lotus flowers from Brahmalok for Srimati Radhika. Then she took out a crown. She said, oh, this crown has been sent by Sachi, the wife of Indra. Then she took out so many jeweled ornaments and said, Riddhi, the wife of Kuver, the treasurer of the demigods, has sent these jeweled ornaments. Then Pracheta Priya, that is Gauri, or the wife of Varuna, she has sent one chatra, the umbrella, the emblem of the empress. And the wife of Vayu, the wind god, what did she send? The wife of Vayu, her name is Shiva. She sent chamars, because he's the wind god. So she sent two chamars for fanning Srimati Radhika. And Swaha, who is the wife of Agni. That's why when you make oblations to the fire, you say Swaha. It's the name of his wife. But Swaha also means, Swa means myself, and Ha means offering. So Swaha. And also Swaha, just incidentally, is actually one name of Yogamaya. So when we utter the syllable Swaha at the end of our mantras, then it is the petition to Yogamaya to make the impossible possible and bring us into the pastimes of the Nitya Seva of Radha and Krishna. So Swaha, the wife of Agni, had sent two pieces of beautiful silk cloth, sari and anchal, veil. And Dumorna, the wife of Yamaraj, sent a mirror. So then it was time for Radhika's Abhishek. So this takes place. Have you been to Umrao? Ever been to Umrao? If you're on your way to Nandagaon, if you go down the main road, turn right in Chatikar, go towards Delhi, then you take the road to Nandagaon, and about halfway along, you come to Kailanvan. And just south of Kailanvan, there is the village called Umrao. So they came to that village, and they made all the preparations for Radharani's coronation ceremony. So at that time, Tumburu, the leader of all the Gandharvas, he was in the sky and he began to sing, and all the Gandharvas joined in the chorus. All the Apsaras, the female angels, they began to dance in the sky. And then it was time for the Abhishek to begin. So at that time, the Gandharvas were demonstrating their vast education in Rag and Tal. And Radhika came up onto the platform where the Abhishek will take place. The Mangal Snan. So that was a raised platform covered with a golden cloth. And then on that platform there is the Snana Vedi. It's a seat that the person has to sit on. This seat cannot be made of parts. It has to be carved from one piece of wood without any nails. And the person who is having the Abhishek, they have to have Asuchi Vidya Vastra. That means cloth which has never been pierced by a needle. So, you know, when you do the Abhishek of the deities, then you have to wrap them in cloth, but it cannot be sewn, it cannot be any garment. So that's called Asuti Vidya Vastra. These are all the vidhi, the rules and regulations, how to do an Abhishek. So then, all the Devis, Manasi Ganga Devi, Saraswati Devi, Jamuna Devi, Ekanamsa, they came forward and they had so many pots with water that was mixed with fragrance, mixed with kumkum, mixed with kasturi. And they began to pour all of these fragrant ingredients over Srimati Radhika. And then, after the Raj Abhishek was performed, then all the various ornaments and gifts that the goddesses, the mothers of the goddesses, and the wives of the demigods had sent in the box with Saraswati Devi. Radhika was decorated in all of these ornaments. And then she left the area of the Abhishek and she sat down upon a beautiful throne. So just at that time, Saraswati said, "Oh, here's the garland that my mother has sent for Srimati Radhika." And she gave it to Ekanamsa to give to Radhika. But what did Radhika do? Taking the garland, instead of giving the garland to Radhika, because these are the final parts of the process of establishing performing the coronation and establishing someone as an emperor or empress. Then she took that garland and she went and she put it around the neck of Krishna instead. Jamuna Devi was very upset. Actually, she wasn't upset, she was very happy. But it's the nature in Brajalila. Everyone shows something opposite of what they're thinking. So she was very happy, but she acted as if she was not satisfied. She said, "Oh, just see, the knee always bends towards the belly. Right? Which way do your knees bend? They don't bend. The knee always bends towards the belly. That means that the sister always favors her brother, not the sister-in-law. Right? Is it true? Yeah? Indian people know. So in the loyalties of the family, the sister will favor the brother over the sister-in-law. So she made a joke like this because Ekanamsa was born from the womb of Yashoda actually, right after Krishna, at midnight in Janmashtami. So Jamuna Devi said, "Oh, the activities of this Ekanamsa, they're very reckless and thoughtless." So Ekanamsa said, "Excuse me, what have I done which is reckless and unwise, thoughtless? Look, okay, if you think that it's wrong, you can take it back." And then the Ekanamsa took the garland from Krishna and put it around the neck of Radhika. So now the situation is starting to get complicated. Because this is supposed to be Radharani's Abhishek ceremony, coronation, whereby she will be established as the supreme authority in Vrindavan, but she's taking the coronation with the prasadi garland of Sri Krishna. So then, when Jamuna Devi complained, "Why did you give the garland to Krishna? Why you didn't give to Radharani?" Then Ekanamsa said, "All right, I'll fix it." And she took the garland from Krishna and gave to Radhika, but she also did something very sneaky. She took Krishna's, as she was taking giving the garland to him, and then as she was taking the garland back, she took the garland, but she also grabbed with it Krishna's jewel necklace. And so when she took the garland for Krishna, she took Krishna's jewel necklace and not only put the garland on Radhika, but put Krishna's jewel necklace on Srimati Radhika as well at the same time. So then Jamuna Devi, she noticed this as well. She said, look, we don't need his necklace. You should give it back. Because this is a Katin Hridai Sangina. The jewel necklace is very hard. A garland is soft, but a jewel necklace is hard. So she said, because this jewel necklace has been on the heart of Krishna, Katin Hridai Sangina, then it became very hard, so we don't need this. So then Ekanansa then took Krishna's necklace from Radhika's neck and gave it to Krishna. So in this way, now they've done exchange of garlands.
No.
What is exchange of garlands in Vedic culture? Yeah. So then, now it's time to give the tilak. This is the main ceremony, to give the Raj tilak to the prospective empress. So then, Ekanansa was going to do the Raj tilak with kasturi, with musk. But what did she do? Krishna had musk smeared on his chest. So when no one was looking, then she took the musk, she scratched the musk from Krishna's chest, and then she came and then made the Raj tilak of Srimati Radhika with the prasadi kasturi from the chest of Krishna. So then Brinda Devi was very happy, because she's a double agent. She was thinking, now this is very controversial, because we tried to do this ceremony to make Radharani the Empress of Vrindavan. So she'll have rights over everything, and she can defeat Krishna in any quarrels and claim authority here. But now, this quarrel will never end. It will go on forever. Because the other side will say, oh, yes, but she received the Raj Tilak with Krishna's prasadi kasturi. So this is the nature of the Leela. This prema kalaha, this loving quarrel in Vrindavan, it will have no end at all. So then, when Radhika received that Raj Tilak, and Brinda Devi was very satisfied, because though she's Radhika Saki, she has leanings towards Sri Krishna. Then Purnamasi Devi, she has to make the announcement, the final announcement, that the coronation is complete. So then Purnamasi came to the stage and she declared, "O trees of Vrindavan who are embraced by creepers, all of you celebrate and be happy. With all your flowers blossoming, all bees and birds sing and decorate this forest and fill it full of joy. Because today Srimati Radhika has become Vrindavaneshwari, the empress of these forests, and she is ruling powerfully with her Senapati, that means the generals of her armies. Lalita, Vishaka, Chentra, Chandrakalata, they are the Senapatis, because you cannot have an emperor who doesn't have generals and a powerful army. So Radhika has an army of many, many gopis, and they're led by the Astasakis. And Purnamasi Devi said, and the Brinda Devi, she is the Sachiv. Sachiv means the Prime Minister. And Radhika is giving her Adhikari the authority to manage this forest of Vrindavan. So in this way, it is said that Radhika is Vrindavaneshwari, and on the strength of her authority, Brinda Devi has become the Aditastri Devata, the authority of the forest of Vrindavan. So then at that time, Srimati Radhika was surrounded everywhere by so many devis, female goddesses. So Krishna is a coward boy. So in the presence of goddesses of heaven, Saraswati, Ganga Devi, Jamuna Devi, Chaya Devi, Sangha Devi, then Krishna is very shy. And he wants to see Radhika, but he's afraid to look up with all these female goddesses around him. So then Krishna, he just shyly looked down, because he's also Lajashil. And then when he looked down, then he could see the reflection of the beautiful face of Radhika in his Kastubamani. and he became stunned. He was trembling in ecstasy. How she was shining at that moment when she became Vrindavaneshwari, decorated in all the various jewels and crowns and garlands and ornaments of the devatas, with Jamuna Devi on one side and Ganga Devi on the other, fanning her with the chamaras, which had come sent by the wife of Vayudev. And see Krishna, then he was so overjoyed. Now his desire was fulfilled. Because secret comes here. One thing, this place is called Umrao. It comes from, it is an Upper Bronx, the corruption of the Sanskrit. Unmada Radhika, Unmada Radha, Unmada Radhika. Radhika has become very proud of being the empress. So Unmada Radha has become Umrao. And there's a custom in Brajamandal. There are two places. Jata, where Krishna's Abhishek took place, and the cowherd boys made him the emperor. And then the Umrao, the place where Radhika became empress, being coronated by all the Devis and Devatas. So there's a tradition in Braja that the summer, of course, is very, very hot. And then the rainy season will come. So, if the rain first falls in Umrao, the place where Radhika's coronation took place, then the Brijbasis take this as a shakun. It's an omen that this year the harvests, all the crops will be successful. There will be a very successful harvest on all the farms in Brajamandal. But if it will rain first in Chatta, where Krishna was coronated, then they take that as a shakun. Oh, the crops will fail this year. So these are some of the customs today in Braja, because there is a leaning always towards Srimati Radhika there. So one secret in this is that why did this Abhishek take place? What has initiated this Abhishek? The voice in the sky. The Devata said, "Oh Gopikas, you should do the coronation ceremony of Radhika." And then Brinda Devi, she went to Purnamasi Devi and told her what had happened. And Purnamasi Devi said, "Okay, you have to call all the Devis." This is how this beautiful pastime began, Radhika's coronation, in competition with Krishna's coronation. But there's a secret behind this, and the secret is that actually it was Krishna who went to Brinda Devi and said, "Brinda Devi, you should go in the sky and make an announcement." And then come down to earth and then tell everyone, "Oh, did you hear that announcement?" So in this way, though it seems like Radha and Krishna in competition with each other, but actually this is Prema Kalaha. There is only love between them. And Brinda Devi, this goddess of Vrindavan, she's a double agent. And the whole thing was instigated by her, actually, as an agent of Krishna. It was Krishna's desire to give all glory to Srimati Radhika. And this is why all his desires were fulfilled, and he was very happy when he was taking her darshan in the reflection of his Kastubamani. So we're discussing the glories of Vrindavan Dham. First we discussed Dham Vrindavan, which is Uddipana, and today we have discussed Sakhi Vrindavan, that it is the manifestation of the kingdom which is ruled by the mystic power of the Bandevi, Brinda Devi, and therefore it's called Vrindavan. So tomorrow we'll discuss Swarup Vrindavan. Vare Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai, Vare Saniwar ki jai, Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam. Gaur Premanand. Hare Krishna. Are there any questions? Good. Only relish.
So I've heard that Radha and Krishna will argue over, Krishna will tell Radha, "No, you're the empress." And then Radha will tell Krishna, "No, you're the emperor." So, do they? I've heard.
No.
That's not.
They don't, once Purnamasi Devi, she was asked, "Oh, can you tell me the nature of this love?" Purnamasi Nandimukhi, but she said, the reply was, "Stotram yatra tatastatam prakatayas chitte date bhatam ninda pi pramadam prachati pariya sasriyam vibrati doshe nashaitam gunena gurutam kenapinatam bati premna swavaskasya kasya tidayam vikridati prakriya." It is the nature of Braj that if the beloved will glorify his lover, then she will think, what's going on? Why is he being so respectful? That's for neutral persons. Because if there's someone that you don't know, then you approach them and you speak excuse me sir, you speak very respectfully. But in Braj, the love is very intense. And so if someone will speak very respectfully like that, they'll think, oh, you don't love me? Why are you being so tatasta, so neutral? So they always criticize each other, but it's a joke. Ninda api pramadam priyakti parihasasrayam vibrati. In Braja, if someone is criticized or abused, then they feel so happy because it means this person loves me. And they're just joking. They don't mean it. It's not meant. But they're hiding the love because love, it cannot be expressed. If love is expressed, it will be cheapened. It will become less. Just like, let's say there was a couple and their friend came to visit them, and this friend, he very much likes khichdi. So the man of the house, if he will say, "Oh, my friend has come, my dear wife, please cook khichdi for him," then the friend will say, no, it's okay, I ate before I came, I don't want you to go to so much trouble, don't bother, I'm full, I'm satisfied, I don't want khichdi, like this. So he'll not say that, but rather, he'll be very, very intelligent, and he'll say, you see his friend is coming, he say, "Oh my dear wife, please, I'm feeling today I really want to have some khichdi, make a khichdi for me." So actually, that is not what he wants. It's for his friend. But out of love, he's dissimulating, hiding, saying the opposite thing, claiming that it's for himself. So in this way, the Krishna and Braj Gopis in certain situations, when they're together, sometimes in separation, they are dissimulating. Sometimes Krishna will glorify Radhika. This is true. Krishna will glorify when he's made a big mistake. When he was wandering here and there and he met with Padma and one thing led to another and he ended up in the Kunj of Chandravali, and then time just passed and then he was late to meet with Radhika and she's very upset. Then he will glorify her beauty from head to toe. But this is not taken to be any kind of the compromise in the nature of love. Why? Because if someone is lusty, very lusty, and his lover is upset, then he'll tell all kinds of sly flattery in order to get his own way to fulfill his lust. Right? So here, by speaking words of flattery and glorifying Radhika, Krishna is hiding his prema with the covering of lust. Like this. So sometimes it can be allowed in that context. But nothing is straight. In Vrindavan, nothing is straight. Everything is crooked. Krishna, the way he stands, how he speaks is crooked, how he glances is crooked, his Jamuna is crooked. Everything there is, and especially prema. Prema is crooked there. Muhu upachita vakrima apishuddho jayati mudadvishi radhikanu raga. All glories to the prema of Radhika, which on the one hand is very pure. And pure people are very straightforward in their dealings. But though Radhika's love is the most pure, somehow it is crooked. Because Vrindavan is the abode of Viruddha Dharma, the abode of all mutually coexisting contradictions. Right? So we'll sing one kirtan.